This week, we find out that The Rock is a bit of a soul sucker.
Soul snatcher, honestly.
Soul Ruka?
Your brother's soul is mine. You will be next.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of the Cream of the Crop podcast. I am joined, as always, by our two lovely co-hosts here, KJ and Olas.
What's up?
We have an interesting night of conversation ahead of us as far as wrestling promos go this week. But before we jump into that big tub of nonsense, let's look over this week's gaming news. So two companies have come out and have announced possible games in the future. One of which is, it looks like there could be a Tony Hawk remaster coming out relatively soon in the near future.
Is it a remaster? I thought it was like a whole
So
new...
the
I
guy,
hope it's a new one.
the skater that they interviewed kept going back and forth with his phrasing. Like at some points he explains it as a new game and then explains it as a remaster game.
Well, because didn't they already do the remaster?
So they did 1 and 2. They remastered 1 and 2. So I've seen a lot of where it's people are wondering if they're gonna do 3 and 4, or if they're gonna
do Thug.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is I like 3 and 4, but like if you're gonna remaster any of the Tony Hawk games, Thug 1 and 2 should be the ones you do.
And really 1.
I
2
find
and 2 is okay, but 1.
My issue with 2 is I don't think they get Bam Margera on board for any kind of licensing.
Well, he's been relatively good.
I know, but after the stuff with Jackass, I don't know if I'd want to bother with it. Like, it's my opinion. Like, is that even worth the possible headache?
No.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine you get most of those guys on board, you know?
Well, because 2 was very Bam heavy.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Like, him and Tony are a big, like, 90% of that game as far as who you interact with.
Yeah. Like, even his dad's in it at one point.
Yeah.
Like, Phil's in it. Like, yeah. One, he's in it, but not like to the level that, like 2.
I would, but like I said, because I'm a huge Tony Hawk guy, I would love to see them make more of these and continue to make them like the old school ones. I did try to go back and play the ones that come after Underground. It was American Wasteland.
I did play American Wasteland.
I didn't remember that one had BMX in it, where you could like do BMX as well. I was like, oh, why didn't this do better?
It wasn't.
There's a lot of reasons.
They just kind of went down a weird path, and then
Downhill Jam,
and then that was the Wii one, right?
Yeah, well, not even Wii. It was It was all of them. It was just they all had that like board that you could not use very well.
Yeah. But then Skate came out, and it was more grounded in like reality.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think Skate, and then they released Project 8, which was, I guess, they tried to do more of the technical board tricks, but I don't think it worked out super well.
Yeah. Skate, I think, was getting like a reboot at some point.
Well, there's supposed to be a new game.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like reboot of the series.
Yeah, it's because it's called Skate Dot. It's just Skate period.
I bought a game bordering on 5 years ago now, called Skater XL, which was kind of like Skate.
Less forgiving from what I heard.
Oh my God, yeah. It was hard. Skate was you know what it was? The combinations are harder.
Yeah.
Because you need both, like it's controller only, even though it's I got it for PC, but it was controller only, but you needed both joysticks for both feet kind of thing. So it's like, fuck, you really have to know what you're doing. And like I do have not that you would know this about me really from looking at me. I do have a skateboarding background, so like I do know how the feet are supposed to move to an extent, and even then I struggled like a motherfucker with that. Like,
Yeah,
because you don't think about it.
I do think Skate 2 is like the as good as a skate game or a skateboarding game ever could be. I just think it was the online was perfect, the skating itself was perfect. I liked 3, but there just was something. There was some big difference between the two that I just didn't dig 3 as much as I did 2.
Yeah, 3 was fine.
Shit, I'll still boot up my old 360 every now and then and just play Skate 2 just to pass time. And then so the other game that not so much got announced, but it's speculation, but it wouldn't surprise me, and KJ will be kind of psyched about this. So Rocksteady is actually talking that they might go back into the Batman single player non live service nonsense. And they're
The rumored Batman
Beyond, yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this because the Arkhamverse has been so fucked over
Yeah.
by the squad game.
Hey,
Gonna stop saying
he's not dead. They did the
Where-
non-digitized video
the
still.
clones. They were all clones. It's like it doesn't matter because he's dead. Like it
Which
doesn't matter. Kevin Conroy's dead. So
Right.
how can you do a Arkham game without Kevin Conroy?
I bet Batman Beyond would make sense.
But still, you would have to have some input of Bruce Wayne.
Not if you don't do it at the start.
Unless you're
not if this is like he's already been Batman and Bruce has passed away, and you know.
But then that just leaves a whole gap of like, then how did he become Batman? Unless you're doing.
Here's the thing, though. If you're doing this game, the vast majority of people know how he's become Batman. Even then, you could do it in a way that he dies off as part of the game.
Or
the only problem with that is how much, and you guys would know way better than me. I just remember the animated series.
Yeah.
How much like mainstream light has Beyond gotten.
It's only Beyond.
Oh,
it's only the cartoon.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
You have a few comic runs that start and then stop, but it's never nothing off the ground. It's like if you spoke to anyone who didn't watch the cartoon series, who is Terry McGinnis, they will look at you and go, "Who?"
I would say that's only in the non-comic fandom. Like if I were to go to my wife and go, "Who?" You know, she's not gonna know who that is.
No, but even
but he's asking for mainstream, so it's like a mainstream guy who's only watched most of Batman movies or the cartoon will barely remember Terry McGinnis.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like just having the Batman name around it in general, even if you don't understand who Terry McGinnis is, you can still do that game in a sense where you do kind of flashback scenarios, but it doesn't have to revolve around having Costner voice Bruce Wayne.
Conroy.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant.
Unless we're
this isn't Yellowstone.
Yes. The only
been a long
story
day.
The only story that kind of makes sense where Terry McGinnis is Batman and it doesn't involve Bruce technically is the White Knight series, which is Elseworld, where, spoiler for that if you haven't read this comic, Bruce is locked up and Terry McGinnis is actually just hired to steal tech from the Batcave, and he just steals the Batsuit. He has no relations to Bruce Wayne or that version of Batman. He literally just steals the suit and becomes Batman from that point on. So you could do that.
Even then, you don't necessarily have to go off a comic line. I mean, that's
you don't even have to do. You don't even have to do Terry McGinnis. You can do Damian Wayne.
Yeah,
you can
The only problem you're gonna run into with not having, again, because the lack of like real mainstream knowledge, is not having some sort of like origin. You know, like when they came out with the Spider-Man game in 2018, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't need to dive into the origin of Spider-Man that they did 3 times in the last 20 years. You know what I mean? Like they didn't have to do that.
But they did have to introduce Miles Morales and give his origin, kind of.
Yes. So you would still have to have some form of introductory type of thing to him. I mean, I'd be down for it, depending on how it gets executed. But like,
because at first the initial report was it wasn't going to be a Terry McGinnis game; it was going to be Damian Wayne.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's fine too.
This is pre-squad game. This is like that was the initial pitch, because it was that pitch. It was turned down. Then the Superman game they tried to pitch was also turned down, which they ended up using assets report. This is all.
Yeah, none of this is confirmed. This is all just.
That's why the squad game takes place in Metropolis, because that was what they were using for the Superman game.
Yeah.
So.
But I do think there's ways you could do it that doesn't revolve around having Kevin's voice in this. And even then, I mean, I don't know what he has signed as far as, hey, you can use my voice in any AI format, or, you know, I don't know. It's
would the fans like that, though, is a better question.
As long as they do it in a way that doesn't diminish, I don't think people would be upset about it. And like I said,
if you used voice clips from like the show, to kind of implement, so then it's not like you're splicing together or like AI generating his voice. You're still having him when he actually spoke the words, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
and here's the thing: if he signs off on it, people have no reason to be upset. You can't get upset because this guy was like, "Hey, I wanna still maintain my presence in this format in some degree. Go ahead and use." He signed off on that. That's his choice.
Yeah. People will still be pissed about it.
I mean, yeah, well, the fucking neckbeards will be mad about anything.
Well,
but
everybody's always going to find a reason to bitch about something.
Yeah.
And like, so say they go with what I was saying, where they use voice clips from like the show or whatever, and then they give his estate or his family, whoever's in charge, like a piece of something, as if he put in the work, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, just as a show of like, hey, we're not just
trying
using
to use
his shit and not, like, I feel like that would be a show of good faith of like, we're not trying to scumbag this situation. But again, you can't please everybody. Somebody's gonna bitch about something. So
very true. But speaking of live service games, a real interesting move on Ubisoft's part. In an interview with one of their CEOs, they announced that Ubisoft's plan for the near future is to focus on two pillars of gaming. The first pillar of gaming being the open world games that they promote, that they're really fixating on that format of gaming. The second pillar of gaming is the live service model, that they state is the future of gaming.
Teach you this lesson.
Yeah, you know.
You know the Internet Explorer meme?
Figure it out eventually.
That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, somewhere Warner Brothers screaming, "Don't do it." There's somewhere just no.
Stop.
Please stop. And you know, if there was a company to say this, it definitely would have been this one. Like a company that's already on the downspin as far as just dumping turds out every year.
Like, I can't defend you any more than I have in the past, because you just keep fucking putting your foot in your mouth as much as humanly possible.
It's the bike meme where they just stick the stick in their own spoke.
Yeah.
It's the fans.
Yeah, fuck.
In all fairness, Ubisoft has not been in a great limelight here lately. Between the Assassin's Creed Shadows drama of what this game's really going to entail, and the not so great launches of games like God, what was the Star Wars game?
Outlaws.
Outlaws. That for lack of a better, did not succeed as well as I'm sure they hoped it was going to. You know, you have the kind of the Rainbow Six Siege drama that's going on right now, as far as them quote unquote releasing and redeveloping and reimagining this game that's been out for a decade.
Let it die.
I did see somebody in the comment section on one of theirs that mentioned the Patriot one, because besides you, you were the only person I ever see that mentions that game. So I thought that
Still
was
mad about
funny.
it. It's been 12, 13 years, and I'm still mad about it. 12 years, and I'm still mad about it.
You know, and some people are kind of saying that if this Assassin's Creed game doesn't really produce, that you might see Ubisoft start selling off and or possibly. I don't know. I don't know if Siege is enough to keep this game alive. I mean, the CEO seemed very excited for the future as far as games. Because I know they just announced an open world game whose name escapes me at the moment. Let's see, what was it? I had it pulled up here. Anno 117, which is coming out next year, and then they were super psyched about the Division Resurgence, the mobile game that they're dropping, which I thought they canceled that. I thought I remember seeing where that Resurgence game got cut, but I guess maybe not. I don't know, man. It's like you said, I can't keep making excuses when we just keep making the same mistakes and assuming that fans are just going to stick around. You know, this isn't the mid 2000s where, you know, this company had put out so many good ones that, okay, you know, every company's bound to have one stinker every now and then, and, you know, maybe just something wasn't right. We're putting out crap every time now, and I just can't make an excuse for it anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that direction plays out for them. Although I get the feeling I know how it plays out for them, and I'm totally fine with that. I do like that the gaming community has inherently kind of come together and gone, yeah, we don't want live service shit no more. You know, with the killing off of Suicide Squad as quickly as they did, and then Multiverses, that double whammy for Warner Brothers. I'm hoping that pins a trend for the gaming community. And then in some other interesting news, which I know Olas has sent me stuff about this. People in my own community have sent me stuff about this. Marvel Rivals releasing their Seattle dev team. I think it was 6 or 7 people. I looked into this a little bit, so it seems like and I'm not making excuses for a company doing this. I hate that people had to lose their jobs, and I hope these people find some work somewhere, because they did help in what I claim is establishing a really good game, one of the better games that has dropped this year. But it seems like they were getting rid of it. This was not a main team, but this was a secondary team they had in Seattle, and that the core development team is in China. And then I guess that's centered around them kind of centralizing that entire team in one spot, which is still, I mean, I guess you could have tried to move people, but I've seen a bunch of stuff of, you know, this game succeeding and they're still laying off people. There's a lot of reasons people get laid off, guys. I mean, it's not just because something's successful or not. Every company has a budget, and if they can't meet the budget, you got to make cuts somewhere. Not that I think that's cool. I don't appreciate that, but you know, that is unfortunately kind of how the real world is to some degree. They haven't really produced a lot of information about what's been going on, other than just it seemed to be an attempt to centralize all their developers in one spot, and I guess they were unwilling to relocate these people, and these people might not want to be relocated to China anyway. So I mean, that is what it is. But well, that's my topics for the gaming news this week. It was kind of slow, so I had to kind of pull some fun stuff that just seemed interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really talk about it last week, but we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
The 2 games that came out. Let me make sure, because I keep putting like the word in the wrong spot, kind of thing. It's
Kingdom Come.
Yeah, is it Kingdom Come? Okay. Kingdom Come
Deliverance
2. I keep saying Kingdom Come 2 Deliver, and I'm like,
Kingdom
no,
Come 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yes. So that came out. Really solid reviews all around from what I've seen for the most part, other than, again, the usual dickbags that are like, oh my God, you can opt into a gay scene. I can't believe they would force this on me. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you made those. If you got the gay scene, you did that.
Yeah.
Like,
You got the gay scene.
You know, Baldur's Gate, when I fucked Asterion, that was
like,
my choice.
That, like, you had to, and that's not easy to do, which means
Yeah.
you really went out of your way to fuck the twink vampire.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I'm
know?
just saying, like, that's just how that worked.
Commitment.
But other than that, like, other than the usual, like, oh, there's gay stuff somewhere in there, so it's woke, or I don't fucking know. But that came out. It seems to be doing really solid. Gameplay wise, again, I've heard story wise, it's fantastic. The combat is hard for people, but not in the realm of like difficult. Like, I'm gonna like I said to you guys before, like, not like Souls like difficult,
Yeah.
but just
Well, the
kind
premise
of hard.
is it's supposed to be like a more authentic, you're a nobody that knows nothing.
Yeah.
And you have to learn techniques and get better at stuff.
Right. From what I've seen of it, it reminds me of, and I played it when it first came out. Another Ubisoft game. What's the one with the different? It's the knights and the samurais and the fucking
For Honor.
For Honor. It reminded me of that because of, like, it had a system where
Like
you have to, like, kind of,
system.
like, you have to make sure you're like blocking the right way, kind of thing. From what I've seen, which is cool. I actually like that system. So I saw that because I've seen a little bit of gameplay of it.
Yeah, I've checked out a bit
Seems pretty
too.
solid. Story seems good. And then
On the opposite
the other
spectrum.
one that came out. Well, I've seen good things from Avowed. I haven't heard much on the story, to be completely honest with you. So I don't know much about
Only thing I've heard about the story is that it's not good. That's really the only like consistent thing I keep seeing. That nobody explains why it's not good. They just say it's mid and not great.
And that's always a problem for me too, because like if you can't go into what the issue is, then I can't, like, it's hard for me to go, oh, okay, I can understand why somebody doesn't like that. But if you're just going like, I don't like it. Oh, okay, why? What don't you like about it? Because I don't. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was 5 once too. Like, yeah, what the fuck? Like, tell me, like, if you were like, hey, listen, I just feel like it's not that well written, or the characters don't feel fully developed, or so, you know what I mean? Something like that, I'd be like, oh, okay, I can understand. Like, let me look into it and see why you feel that way.
Yeah.
But then it just kind of seems like, oh, I just want to complain because, like, I heard you could do some customized things that make your character look fruity or something. And I'm like, you know, I'm too much of a man to fuck with that gay shit. Or like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like,
the gaming community really likes to project
go jerk off
themselves
in your mom's basement and shut the fuck up. Like, I don't care. You get no bitches, and even if you're secretly gay, you get no dudes either. Go fuck off. Like, I don't want to hear it. I just don't.
Before we got started, Olas was reading some of the Steam reviews.
I gotta find it again.
Yeah, hit me with it, man.
And some of them, like, some of them, it's like, hey,
it's all
like
right.
This one was product refunded, downvote. The game is okay. I don't feel like people understand it's a $70 game when they defend it. The world is empty. NPCs don't move. You can't interact with anything unless it's predetermined. For $20, yes. For $70, absolutely not. See, to me, that's a reasonable thing to say.
You have an expectation for your money, and it did not meet the expectation.
The problem is it was 1.2 hours on record. So I feel like maybe it's hard to, I don't know. Again, without having played it so far.
How long do you give a game though? How long do you personally give before you make that decision?
For me, I put a decent amount of time into it. A couple, like, at least.
I'm saying I'm not, if I'm 4 hours in and I'm not vibing,
so, like, for me,
I'm done.
The only problem with that is, like, for you to be able to return it on like Steam, for example, you have to play less than 2 hours, and like, so that's tough because some games.
But inherently, there's been some bad ones that I'm like, if in the first hour, I'm like, yeah, this ain't it, Chief. This isn't the one.
Right.
You know, I've had some where, especially the Phasmophobia style games, I've had a lot of people recommend those, and I get an hour in, I go, yeah, this is just a crappier version of a standard model. But yeah, I mean, it's I wasn't entirely surprised to see this game not get great reviews, because I feel like Outer Worlds didn't get great reviews.
Right.
Like it was okay. Like that's the vast majority, is that it was an okay game, but it was a kind of a shell of a Bethesda model, you know, where it had the bones of it, but the meat wasn't there.
Yeah. And I've seen it, like I said to you guys, I've seen the side-by-side clips of like how it looks compared to Skyrim, and it looks similar kind of stuff, like with Avowed. See, I like these. So it's a bad review, but they give you good with the bad.
Yeah.
Combat feels fast and good. Exploring rewards you, enabling upgrade of items so you can use them from beginning to end of game. Various weapon combinations to create a build. A lot of uniques where you can design your own builds. Ability to respec immediately. See, I like that. That's cool. Bad story is bland. Yeah, so maybe that's a common theme. The story doesn't. Apparently, the story is not fantastic.
Yeah.
Last 2 chapters were me just skipping most of the dialogue. Side quests feel out of place, just to force you to explore different sections of maps. Conversations were boring. Side characters and companions are not interesting. Although I did see that on that really funny review. I found it, by the way. I'm going to read it. Lack of enemy variations. Alchemy is useless and meaningless. Magic enhancements. Okay. Lack of map details towards later chapters. Enjoyment for exploring map diminishes exponentially. When you are at the latest maps, you just want to finish the main story and move on. Last map itself is just a linear progression area where you can't even explore anymore. Okay. All of that sounds fair. Like, lack of challenge, because I did see people say that even on the hardest difficulty, it didn't feel very hard. Hard locking upgrades with currency, even if you want to switch builds by resetting your skill points at the later stages of the game due to lack of ADRA. I guess that's the in-game currency.
Yeah.
You may not be able to upgrade new gear you want to wear. Okay. And then we have this unhinged, whatever the fuck this is. I love this. I can't. I'm so happy to read it again. All right. This is verbatim. I'm reading it as it is typed. This gamer is a 5 out of 10 game. I have completed the game on the hardest difficulty, and all I gotta say is that, period. The game sucks. The story is very forgetful, except for certain moments like when you violated you mom to bless the player character in her womb, or the side quest about helping a lady with her lizard problem and then helping her realize her romantic feelings with said lizard. Other than that,
Gotta do that
just
quest.
skip. Yeah, I kind of want to play it now just for that. All right, here's the bad stuff. Mind you, they give you no good stuff. The bad stuff. The combat is goofy. And then in parentheses, just stay outside the enemy range and kill them all, with no end parentheses, by the way. So it's just a nonstop inner monologue, I guess. I don't. But also, like, isn't that just how combat works?
Yeah.
All right. The crafting is stupid. Why craft if you can find uniques and find better gear? Can't romance companions. The companions are cringe. Okay.
Wants to bang him, but doesn't like him anyway.
Yeah. I really want to fuck these cringe companions, but I can't. Oh, okay. If you feel like you are doing the right thing, every companion will hate you for it. Okay. Everyone is gay? Question mark. Or act gay.
How would you know? You can't romance any of them. And they're all cringe.
So much furries. I don't know what that means.
All right, I feel like I have to play it now just to.
I'm so intrigued. Like this, it's a downvoted thing, but it makes me want to play it. This
It was so
boss
funny. Your
fight is
camera's not
lame.
focus.
Oh no.
Man hates furries, you know?
Yeah.
Boss fight is lame, comma, God is lame. I don't know what that means either. Come back to me.
Fucking
Focus.
a lot of
bitch.
furries?
There we
Question
go.
mark.
So much
So much
furries.
Yeah, shit. I might just play it just to see, man. You know, I want to see some.
I have never been more intrigued to play a game that was downvoted so much.
5 out of 10 seems at least 5 hours of my time. That's what it seems like, you know. I don't know, man. That's Steam reviews though. You get some wild ones.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite accounts to follow on Twitter. Is the Steam reviews?
Yeah,
they just post like the craziest
it's
fucking
nonsense.
Steam reviews for games.
Well, here's some games that don't suck. We're gonna do some more of the games we did last week because I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
So if you're watching for the first time, last week we did a game where it was I give them 5 individuals or characters, and they have to explain to me which of the characters don't fit in this list, and they have to explain to me why they don't fit in this list. So, much like last week, I have a gaming one and I have a wrestling one. I like that I lifted this and didn't even take a drink of
it. Yeah.
It was for
This
dramatic
time
cause.
I'm gonna go with
tease you with it.
Yeah.
So for your gaming one, the 5 characters I have for you is Ness from Super Smash Brothers and other things. I just couldn't remember the name of the game. It's like Mother something. Guile from Street Fighter.
Okay.
Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. I don't know why I struggle with that one for a second.
Brother of Glacier.
Yeah, Brother of Glacier. Jesus. There's a fucking character.
Uncle of Lady Frost.
There you go. Jin from Tekken and Balrog from Street Fighter. So let's see if we can figure out who doesn't fit here and why they don't fit. Games. Yeah, well, yeah, you got that. Yeah, that's not why. You know, I'll go ahead and spoil that one for you. It's not that they're all in fighting games.
No, because one wouldn't be. They all are. Yeah. I don't know games like that, so I'm kind of.
Look at this loser! Come on,
dude. I play single player games and barely fighting games.
I mean, fighting games, and if you don't play with anybody, you're technically a single player.
You know, I can't say that because I played someone challenged me in Sparking.
So yeah, I should have put a Sparking Zero character in here just to throw you off. Anything?
I have a weird one.
Okay.
Like a weird reason.
Okay.
But I can't remember if Ness. So I want to say Balrog.
Okay. Why?
Because he can't throw kicks. Like, and to me that seems like an oddly like
it weird. Seems like you're almost right.
I will say this: you are so close.
Okay.
The character is right, so it is Balrog. The reasoning you were so close that you were gonna laugh if you can't get it. You were gonna laugh.
Is it like a projectile thing?
Balrog.
I couldn't remember.
Balrog is the only one that can't throw a projectile.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if Jin threw projectiles.
Only 2 people in Tekken can, and it's him and the counterpart whose name because all their names kind of sound the same. I mean, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. Just name your characters a little better. But yeah, so Balrog is the correct answer. Balrog is the only one that doesn't have a projectile moveset. He's obviously a boxer.
That was my backup thought. Yeah.
He's a boxer based off Mike Tyson, who I guess wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to be M. Bison, I think is what I remember.
Yes, in Japan he was M. Bison. But then I think when they brought it to America, they were worried they were gonna get sued.
Because M. Bison sounds a lot like Mike Tyson.
Yeah. So that was the whole point. Like he was formatted after Mike Tyson, and then they were worried about like legal things, so they just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna switch."
Well, great job, guys. Or well, Ola's Porto gave up 20 seconds in, but whatever. Hey, it's fine. Not a true game.
And
That's
I mean,
fine.
Street Fighter is my I grew up on that, so that was.
All right, so let's do our wrestling one. We'll see if y'all get this. This one's a little.
I got it last time, and you tried to tell me no, but then we're gonna see. So
it's a little difficult. All right, so your five wrestlers are Triple H, The Big Show, Edge, John Cena, and Rey Mysterio. There's a lot of things that all these characters share, but I'm looking for one specific.
Oh no, that's not true. Actually, I had one that like immediately came to my brain, and then no. Triple H never wrestled on an ECW pay-per-view.
Okay, so that's yours.
That was I'm just throwing it out there.
Give me the list again.
It is Triple H, Big Show, Edge, John Cena, and Rey Mysterio.
I feel like Big Show's never won the WWE the spinner belt.
Okay, so you were both incorrect on both accords.
Okay, yeah.
Uh,
So it's between. I'm sorry. It's between Cena, Ray, and Edge.
Yes. It is a bit of a tricky one, but I thought it was a good one.
Cena's never won the IC belt.
Okay, so that's yours. Okay.
That makes sense. Although that was kind of like in line with the theme last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think of what else it would have been other than. No, I was gonna say Ray never defended, but he did. He had to defend the title against Cena
that night.
That night, yeah. What a fucking waste.
I'm still mad about that to this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
I'm gonna go with your answer. Yeah, we'll see how.
So you are incorrect.
Okay. On both accounts,
on
like
both
the person
accounts,
and
yeah.
Okay,
so the odd man out is Rey Mysterio. Okay. The other 4 people lost their championships in the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, okay.
They were all 4 of them were the champion going into Chamber and lost the championship at the Chamber.
One of them even won a different title that same night. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
That's still such a dumb play. That was funny, but hey, I'm here for it.
That was Edge, right? Because he lost and then
he lost the World Heavyweight that night in the opening,
and then jumped Kofi Kingston to take his spot. And that's what The Rock is going to do to Damian Priest at Elimination Chamber.
I swear to God. I swear to Jeebus. If that happens, I'm going to fucking cry. Tears of stupidity.
Again.
Yeah, you're right. He won't do it to Damian Priest. He'll do it to Punk.
Yeah.
Get in the back, Phil.
That's going to be Cena.
Sorry, Phil. You thought you were main eventing
again? He beats up Punk. Ryan sends his regards.
Oh, God.
There's a receipt for Ryan.
The Nemeths send their regards.
Oh shit. No, he gets both of them to jump Punk. That's how we get Ryan Noff and on fucking WWE.
Listen here, guys. Well, I can offer you a WWE contract. If you'll just beat the shit out of this guy.
Jesus Christ.
Oh Lord. All right. So wrestling. So the first thing I wanna talk about. Because I don't feel like we've really touched on this, even though we've known about it for a few weeks. What the fuck is this LFG thing?
Let's go.
Fucking go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so it is a reality show, much like NXT. It's Tough Enough, basically.
so it's NXT for NXT.
It's not even NXT because at least NXT had like matches, but this is specifically training. So this is more
So this
very tough enough.
So is this like you do this and then at the end of it, like you go to the NXT, or is this are we doing
Evolve, probably?
Okay.
This is like, hey, this is a group of wrestlers that we've taken under our wing, and we will have them trained by and like critiqued by Billy Ray, Mickey James, Undertaker. I think Punk was listed.
They can work though, right? Like, did I see that they're like actual, like some of them can actually work, like matches? Yeah. I couldn't remember if that was like, because I don't think it's like full on Tough Enough where they have no wrestling capability and
they're not
learning from
green.
this. Yeah.
You might see them on Evolve or maybe Main Event or NXT.
Also, how do we feel about Evolve?
I don't understand that
being
either.
turned into NXT.
Okay, so
they bought Evolve and turned it into
so in
NXT
the hierarchy here, okay, we have
let's do it.
We got main
LFG,
roster,
right?
Well, okay, we're going to go from the bottom top.
Yeah.
You have LFG at the bottom. Then you have Evolve. Then you have Level Up.
Is that still a thing? I thought they got rid of that.
I feel like it's still around, but no one knows.
Okay.
I'll count that.
And then you have AEW Dark.
Okay. Then you have NXT proper.
Okay.
Then NXT to main roster.
And then your runs.
And then back down to NXT.
Yes.
And then you get your Rumble roster appearance.
No, then you go to main event.
Well, and so that's it.
Main event is the in between of NXT and main roster.
I feel like main event is like the in between of Evolve and NXT. Like,
because Penta wrestled main event.
That's fair. He did.
People lost their mind. So it's a lot of main roster talent going.
Yeah, so it goes.
NXT, then main roster, then main event, then main roster.
Yeah, it goes Evolve, then Level Up, then TNA, then NXT, then.
Yo, you're not wrong.
I like missing TNA. So like I'm
TNA, you gotta have that.
I'm just talking shit because I do think that they're implementing each other really well suddenly.
Since the new contract, yeah, I've noticed a big
like
shift.
Since the announcement of like the we're working together thing, they have been using them together a lot better, where NXT people are showing up on TNA more frequently. TNA people are starting to show up on NXT more frequently. This past week with like Moose appearing on NXT, and then
Hardys are
Obafemi showing up on TNA. Yeah, and the Hardys are popping back up on NXT. Cora Jade's been on TNA a bunch.
Just a few are racist. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. I'm still a little disappointed with Jordan Grace being on NXT. I thought
I was very surprised by that. Which, I mean, I guess KJ kind of had a good explanation of really all at this point the WrestleMania bookings are probably done as far as the storyline.
Yeah, so maybe she gets something fun. Did we not get that already?
No. Don't question it. Just
question.
Okay.
I will explain in a second. I will explain later.
Okay, that's fine.
It takes 2 seconds to scroll up and look at what the problem was.
Why do I feel like corporate was misspelled?
Oh yeah,
it was.
Copyright.
No, because I looked up a website where it says corporate. It's
cooperate. Corporate.
No.
Cooperate.
We love you, KJ. We love.
Anyway, it's
corporate.
Oh,
but yeah, so that was. No, I was intrigued by I would watch it, Evolve. Like I do want to see. But I don't have enough time to watch all the other shit.
Evolve, Eddie Kingston.
Yes. Will not be appearing on this show, but
yeah. I remember Eddie Kingston on WWE TV. Well, not officially.
You're the only one.
They showed a video of Eddie Kingston doing a promo while he was part of Evolve.
Yes.
And he was training people back then too. There's a video of him training in like a WWE t-shirt, and it's a crazy image to look at.
Yeah.
He should have been on
that's when they were
Triple
doing
H workout.
Because it was him and the Grizzle Young Vets. I think
they should bring Maven back.
No.
Let him be part of LFG as one of the coaches. Can I talk about though that LFG? What a random cast of people they chose to be like the trainers. Like it's such a diverse amount of like popularity.
Mickie James, Booker T, Bully Ray,
and then Undertaker. Like for one, it's weird to have Bully there or Bubbo.
No, he makes the most sense.
Really? Okay.
If they're making it a reality show, you need the Simon Cowell of the judges.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
He is only
he's the stick in the mud kind of. Yeah.
Because if you think of the rest of them, they're all like they'll give you straight advice, and it will be simple as that. He's gonna be the only one that gives you shit for no reason.
So which one's Randy?
Oh, Undertaker.
Okay.
No, Mickie James.
No, she'd be like Paula, right? Like that would be.
Well, then Booker T, because black. Sorry.
It's a no for me, dog.
No, in all fairness, I sent the bait out. I was waiting for.
I was trying to avoid that. I was trying to skirt my way around the group.
No, Undertaker's Ryan Seacrest. Yeah, I might check it out just to see because I know they. Has the first episode dropped yet? And if so, where is this airing? Is it just on cable? Is it
A&E?
Yeah,
that's what. So that explains a lot.
Because they have that partnership with A&E, so
yeah,
they're running shows on that.
Like that fucking Treasure Hunter show.
Yeah, the most I've seen about it is that weird interaction with the guy who wanted to shake Bully's hand, and then
Bully was like, "You don't deserve to shake my hand,"
and then he like tried to fire him up for a promo, and then he cut a promo on him, and then it was like a weird back and forth, and you could tell that they did this for like dramatic purposes, kind of thing.
That's why
people were like
there for those reactions.
Yeah, but people are losing their shit on Twitter about like, oh, I've always known he was a piece of shit, and I've never liked him. And I'm like, you understand that like the reality in reality TV is very much like a.
There's their quotation marks.
Yeah.
Like it's set up for you to have those reactions. I'm sorry. Yes.
All of the reality TV you watch is formulaic. Like there is no, oh, this just randomly happened. No, that's not how this works. Like they put that shit together. They have storylines they want. I mean, even the Total Diva shit. Like if you've ever watched any interviews about like Total Diva stuff,
shit.
They were like, oh yeah, a lot of that was like for views, like for television, and like
Bryan Danielson talked about it is the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah,
because he was just complaining.
Like,
he's like, I had to live in John Cena's house.
Yep.
I had to keep changing clothes for like 4 days of shooting.
Even though it was like 1 day.
1 day, yeah.
Jeez.
It was so weird. So like, yeah, the LFG thing is like hybrid of post ECW NXT meets Tough Enough.
Gotcha.
So like when NXT was more of like a game show / Tough Enough, except these guys can apparently work matches. Because I did see like clips of like matches.
Yeah.
Like with them, judges and whatever the fuck. I don't think Bob Holly's gonna come in and kick anybody's face in or anything. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna be like that.
I wonder if he still wrestles at all.
I hope he cripples himself.
God damn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What did Bob Holly do to you?
That's no. I
He
hate.
wants
I
the
genuinely
wants the Lex
I
Luger
genuinely hate
treatment
that
for
shit.
him. Jesus Christ.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I just was
He's a
curious.
dickhead.
I kept seeing stuff
Where's
about
Brock
it.
Lesnar at?
Oh God.
Because he tried again. He tried that shit with Brock Lesnar, and look what happened to him. He got slammed on the fucking mat.
Yeah.
It is funny though, because every story I've heard of him is like him trying to be a tough guy and then like getting punked out. Like
Exactly.
I remember him like, I guess he was telling a story about how he tried to punk out like Hall and Nash. I'm like, that's not happening. Like
Towards quad. Oh,
maybe Nash, but even then I don't think so. But like you're not punking out Hall. Like that dude shot a guy. He's not fucking getting punked out by you, bro. Like, especially when you were Sparky Plug. Like, that's not happening.
He's laughing in your face as he walks by.
Calling you a fucking jabron. Like he doesn't even fucking
He
care,
laughs
man.
harder.
Yeah. Oh my
You get the
god.
fucking Jameson treatment. Started laughing. Oh, you're serious?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Laughs harder.
Oh God. Well, speaking of NXT, so we had the obviously the signing for Ricky Starks the Saint or whatever
Oh
the
my
fuck they're
God.
giving him.
Louisiana Knight.
Louisiana Night. Yeah, hey, that was funny as fuck, and I don't care what anybody says.
No, he's the real
Him
Louisiana
tagging
Knight.
Miz.
Yeah, it's the John Cena spot where he fucking pins him or tries to pin him.
Oh, he doesn't cover him, but he does the count.
And Carmelo kicks out.
I
Like
just
he's been pinned
And then
by
like
Sam.
looks around and was like, "What the fuck did I just kick out of?" Like,
I don't know. I want them to keep him as long as he's willing to be there. There's just don't release him.
That's got to be such a sweet gig, though, right? Like
just
you
do
get
whatever
paid
the
so much
fuck you
money
want.
to just be a goof. Like, yeah, would it be fun to win a championship? Sure. but
He's won a ton of them.
Don't you want to get paid millions of dollars to just fucking
He's the 200
dick
time
around?
24/7 champion, man.
67 days.
Hey, he was just
The
tag team
24/7 7-Eleven fucking
95 South champion.
I-95 South champion. Yeah.
Funny we were talking about NXT.
I know, yeah, it
I
was such a
derailed
pivot.
Because Saints.
But yeah, so they've changed his name to Ricky Saints, which I don't know why.
Look, if it wasn't for the Rock thing, I was gonna put Ricky Saints Row. It was gonna be a Saints Row gimmick, just for the thumbnail.
Yeah, I don't love that they changed the name. I'm sure there's a reason, like something.
It is interesting to see where they put this talent and why, because you have people like Penta that went immediately to the main roster. You have Ricky Starks who's going to NXT. You have Jordan Grace who's going to NXT.
I know exactly why they changed his name.
Why?
Easy dub. His real name is Ricky Starks.
Oh, they didn't want him to use
like his legal. That's his legal name. Yeah.
Right.
At this point, this is a WWE name because they changed Penta.
I mean, yeah, it's
just
Pentagon Jr. Yeah, it's just
Pentagon
Penta.
Jr. So they are changing names, and this makes sense because Bianca Belair is like close to her real name. I think it's Bianca Belair, but Belair is spelled differently.
Or like not quite Bianca. It was some. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it's a similar situation of like.
It's Bianca Blair.
Blair. Okay, yeah.
That's her actual name.
I think with Ricky, part of it is kind of similar to Ethan Page, where like he was kind of fucked off for a long period of time on AEW television, so there was no momentum
with the
to like
name.
Bring him over.
And
of course, and Ethan Page is also just not that huge compared to like a Penta, for example, or and Ricky is not quite there. I think he'd probably move up faster than Ethan Page, but
I think he will join the main roster at their WrestleMania. Because I think, again, the reports are WrestleMania plans are are pretty much locked in, so there's no spot for him to slide in at this point.
Who could he feud with at this point, kind of thing?
So you just have him flounder around until it would
NXT
be
build a name in NXT, then immediately go to the main roster.
Yeah, get a couple of wins on TV.
Maybe
he's already doing the promo thing. Like he's already cutting promos and interacting with people. Have him get a couple of wins, and then move him up.
Win the North American title.
You could do that.
Who has that right now?
North American title is currently.
Is it still Tony?
Yeah, Tony D'Angelo.
Tony D'Angelo. Yeah,
can't remember.
All right, he is one of the most forgettable North American champions.
It's a shame because I want to like the gimmick. You know, because I like him. I do think he's good in the ring. I'm kind of like you, where it's like,
who cares?
Like,
it was neat, but whatever. But I think this is the name changes. Hey, at least we own this version of Ricky Starks. Right. We own the name.
Yeah.
You can go, if you leave, you can go back to Ricky Starks. But this version, like, hey, Ricky Saints is WWE.
Should have done Ricky Spanish.
Because the only person that came from AEW and kept their name is Jade.
Yeah.
No, Ethan Page.
Oh, yeah.
Did he go by Ethan Page in AEW?
Yes.
I thought he went by something, or was it he went by something else in WWE and then went and...
No.
Oh, man. For some reason I had in my head that he had went by something else.
All Ego Ethan.
All Ego, yeah. And same gimmick and everything.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, he had that same gimmick in TNA too, so it's not like it was uniquely... But also Ricky Starks was in NWA before he was in AEW.
Yes. Because that's how that's how AEW got was through NWA.
Yeah. Speaking of WrestleMania plans, I saw a tweet and I resonated with it a little bit because, I mean, again, it's Twitter and it's wrestling fans, so bitching is gonna bitch and things are gonna happen. But typically, as wrestling fans, we tend to bitch when things are predictable, like too predictable, like, oh, I can see where this is going, blah, 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 blah. But like now I feel like people are bitching because it's so unpredictable of like what's going to happen. Like even we were discussing before we started recording, like who do we think the women's elimination chamber is going to be? Who do we think the men's elimination chamber is going to be? What are they doing with Cody? Like it's all of this stuff that you're like, okay. I mean, the biggest predictability right now is probably like a Jey Uso beating Gunther kind of thing.
Yeah,
that to me that would be the biggest predictability.
It's unfortunately
whereas
with
like
this one,
everything else is kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I don't like that they're setting Jay up for almost a Sami Zayn like it's almost just a 1-to-1. What?
Look at the Discord.
Oh, because that's what I kind of hate about the storyline so far. Is it feels very reminiscent to just his storyline with Sami Zayn of you're not worth it and you're not good enough, but we're gonna do this. And
well, that's typically the Gunther approach to things.
Yeah. So once this is over, can we get Imperium, but Imperium 2.0, right? Gunther's upset. He's on a murder rampage of just chopping people. You have Ludwig, right? And then you have Butch. Well, fucking, I got stuck to using the name. You have Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
And they're returning Ilya Dragunov. Imperium 2.0 would fucking murder people.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want Ilya to be in that. Like I do, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like
it's not a Gunther's the leader type thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my concern is because both of them have that kind of leader energy.
So this is the thing. Gunther's technically the leader. In my version, Gunther's the leader in name. But it's more like how Jacob Fatu is part of the bloodline, and he will check Solo when he steps out of line.
Right.
That's what I want their relation to be like that. But Gunther would say something. Ilya would like, hey, you might be the leader, but you don't tell me what to do.
Right. I could see that.
because he is the Mad Dragon for a reason.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those, like, I like them so much more when they wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder, had he not got hurt, if they would have done that. Because, man, that for Mania would have been.
Oh, I wouldn't see that. That's not a Mania, though. I still think it would have been Jay. But Ilya would have been I could see Ilya as a contender down the road in that space. Like, there would have been like a great TV match between them. Or Saturday.
Or like even like a SummerSlam type of thing where it's like,
I would say Saturday night.
Just beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, especially for people who haven't seen the 2 fucking NXT UK matches. Like, fucking Christ.
Were they both?
They were both. One was empty arena.
Okay.
That was COVID.
Yeah, that was the one that most people remember, though.
Yeah, because that was the really fucking brutal one.
That's the one they had people watch that match back and went, ah.
Yeah. Like, they had a whole YouTube on their YouTube channel of like, I think it was like Drew and Sheamus and a couple other people that were like watching it. I think the empty arena part makes it,
because it echoes.
Oh my god, the fucking slaps and the chops and the fucking everything. And like, if you didn't know better, you would think these guys like really didn't like each other and just like went into business for themselves, a la Megan Bain on Dynamite. But
we'll talk about
I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird. Again, that whole thing was weird. We can talk about that in a minute. I just wanted to be a dick. But yeah, man, watching it, like, you really thought those guys fucking hated each other. When I tell people, like, when I know people haven't watched a lot of NXT, or like especially NXT UK, or like haven't really been in wrestling for a while, but like still like wrestling to a point, I go, we need to watch this match together because I want to watch you watch this match because I just want to see how you react to this match. And it's just fun. Yeah, I'm still cracking up at the picture. Yeah, can we talk about what the fuck happened on Dynamite?
Sure.
I'm just so confused. I'm still confused. I know that they did a like a recap thing and they tried to make it look a lot better on Collision. But man, that was rough. Because I was watching it live. I was off Wednesday. So like it was nice. I was able to just watch from beginning to end live without like, oh, normally I get out at 8 and then I get home at like 8:30 and then I catch like, I miss like the first 45 minutes of Dynamite and then I can catch it after the fact kind of thing. I got to watch it from start to finish and then that happened and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I just don't get it.
It was just.
So anybody who missed it, it was Megan Bain against Chris Statlander. That's what it was. And then Penelope Ford came in like a distraction thing, right? Like that's okay. And then that led to Megan Bain beating Chris Statlander, and then Penelope Ford came in and started attacking Statlander. Thunder Rosa came in with a chair for the save.
Yes.
Typically, when this happens, if you've watched wrestling for however long you've watched wrestling for, the heels typically bail out when the babyface comes out with a fucking chair. We decided on AEW Dynamite this week that we weren't going to do that. That would be silly. So instead, we got this really awkward, like,
exchange
standoff. And then, so neither of the heels cleared the ring. Thunder Rosa stood there kind of looking like a bitch. In the sense of, like, you have a chair in your hand. Penelope Ford gets in front of the bigger heel. I'm just so confused. Then at some point she winds up the chair like she's gonna hit her with it, then doesn't do it. A la like fucking, remember that like Naomi spot at the War Games where it was like, I'm gonna hit you, and then it was like, just kidding, I'm gonna lightly tap you. She didn't even lightly tap her. Like nothing happened.
And then you're missing a very important part. I just recapped it.
Oh, okay.
Penelope grabs the chair.
Yes, and then they do like a tug of
war
war thing.
Yeah, and after that, the referee has to break it up, and then that's when they leave. Everything about it looks stupid.
Right, and it made Thunder Rosa look like the biggest idiot on the planet.
Yeah,
and it was.
Just
I don't know. Did you watch it? Did you see the clip? Like the.
I don't think he has he didn't see it.
Mm-mm.
It looks so bad.
Is it? It's you all sent it, didn't you?
Yeah. Actually, there's I sent
you all keep establishing, and
I sent the promo Joe. Yeah, so check the promo Joe thing because it has like a breakdown of what the recap they showed on Collision and then like what actually happened.
I just sent that so you can just watch it.
Oh yeah, there you go. That works.
This is only a minute.
Yeah, it's not long. It's just really awkward, and it feels a lot longer than it is.
Because I don't know why they stayed in the ring. They should
yeah, like left. That made no sense.
I get Megan Payne is supposed to be like the powerhouse, so
yeah, but even then, like
it made no sense logically.
Like you're not like fucking 2002 Brock Lesnar taking fucking chair shots to the face with no like, you know what I mean? Like that's not happening. You might be doing an F5, but you're not taking chair shots like that. Like
it was so weird.
Yeah, it was a weird fucking thing. And so that's how I found out that they don't have production meetings for their shows, which I mean, listen, they've been running shows for 5.5 years with no production meetings, but I think maybe just
might want to start.
This should be the thing that goes, okay, we should really have some production meetings to make sure shit like this doesn't happen. Because now I wonder what's that conversation like when they all go backstage? Like,
what the fuck was that?
Yeah, like how
it is. What the fuck was that?
Who's catching the most shit? Who's like, where did it go wrong? Like, where did the miscommunication go? You know what I mean? Like something. Now, I don't think it's as serious as like, oh, Megan Payne went into business for herself or anything. I mean, I hope that's not right.
It's the wind up.
Here's the thing. At that point, you gotta commit to it. You're taking a chair shot.
Well, I saw comments that was like, yeah, if she wasn't gonna sell, like you winding up the chair, like hit her with it.
Yeah, like it's at that point, there's been a miscommunication, and it's not on Thunder Rosa's part because there was clearly a plan in place
to run them off. Yeah,
that
even if you say like, even if they said something about like, oh, the tug of war spot was still planned for the chair. Okay, how? Unless like they ran out and then she snuck back in and tried to take it. Like that would be the only thing. But
yeah, face to face, you just let her come up and grab the chair. Like no, like it's.
But the thing is, awkward. If she did pull the chair, if she said "fuck it," I'm still gonna hit you with the chair, and they just no sell the chair shot, that doesn't make the whole situation just worse.
It does, but
well, I mean, at that point, then
that can be
you know
addressed.
Exactly who you need to. Yeah.
You know,
and then it blows up into something way worse.
Well, I mean, at that point, you have to maybe not fire her, but like definitely, suspend her. Like like I understand you just signed her, or I mean, she was kind of signed for a while before like they had been talking about it for a long time. But like I get it, she's like your big signee and all that stuff, but like you can't be doing shit like that, man.
Yeah, watching that, it's just all very awkward. Like it very much looks like there was a plan in place that two people decided not to follow.
Yeah.
I mean, she did the same thing there that she did when Joey Janela was getting jumped and just stood there. I'm like,
I forgot all about that, you know?
I forgot she was right there until I was thinking about it. But again, yeah, it was just bad. It was rough.
But no, I do think at that point you got to commit to the chair shot and just.
And you know what it is? It's such a shame because AEW's. I feel like they're starting to get back on track, minus the Death Riders. Like I feel like they're starting to get back on track. Like things are feeling like hotter again, like things are doing better, and then this happens, and you're like, "Fuck!" It's like a 2 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. Like we just kind of fucked up.
Well, it's not the worst thing. Well, not
It's
the
bad.
worst botch that's happened involving women's wrestling on this week. Okay. This is
Wait,
more
are
for the
we? Which spot are we talking?
this is more for the Gooner community because I saw this on Twitter
Oh, yes,
and people need to realize a simple thing. Skin colored underwear exist.
yes.
So it is a match between Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, who had her own mishaps at one point, and I forgot who won that match. What is her name? It's I don't know her name. The woman who won that. It is a triple threat
I don't
for
remember either now.
the North American. It is a triple threat match.
Excuse me.
The main point is Jada's gear kind of malfunctions, and you can mostly see all of her area.
Oh,
But
shit.
people are confusing it. It's not that she's like you can see she's not wearing underwear. It's more of a she's wearing skin colored underwear, and people and the it's not the best. So people are just saying, "Oh, it's the whole thing,"
Yes.
and it's just like it's weird because they did show it on their Instagram and on the fucking YouTube video. Those videos still up. But you can clearly see she's wearing something because if you see her
Carmen
gear,
Petrovic.
that's it.
I did say that one. Yeah.
You can definitely see she's wearing something that's skin tone under her gear.
Mm.
But it's just so weird things to focus on.
Guys,
You know?
quit being fucking weird. Like, I don't understand why this is such a
Oh,
difficult.
speaking of,
Act like you've seen a woman before.
This is more recent. Rhea Ripley posted like, "Hey, stop sending fan mail to her house.
Oh.
Specifically, hand delivered.
Oh no.
Oh.
What
Yeah,
we're not gonna do is go to these people's houses. You might
No.
you might be a fan. You might like what they do on TV. Please do not, if they are in the public privacy of their home or do not want to be bothered, do not bother them.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough like courage in the world to make me go, I'm gonna go to a wrestler's house to give them my fucking fan. If I saw them out in public, I would go, hey, I like what you do. Maybe ask for a picture depending on their mood or leave. That's about it. Please stop being fucking weird.
Yeah, I just because you're a fan doesn't make you their friend.
Well, it's the Oscar thing all over again.
You don't know
Guys,
these people.
Just stop. Like
This is more Sonya Deville than anything.
well,
That's how
yes.
people end up with stalkers. Like
I'm just saying, like we just had this conversation either last week or the week before, where it's like, guys, don't. What are we doing?
yeah.
Where did you think this was gonna go? Like how you thought you were gonna get somewhere with it because you
You
delivered
showed up
like
at their
mail?
house? Oh, she's gonna be so like, no, she doesn't want to be. That's her private home. I'm sorry, leave that shit up. That is their safe space.
Well, and it's it's the same thing with like, oh, they were rude to me at 4 in the morning at the airport. And it's like,
I don't. It's
yeah,
4 in the
man,
morning.
like it's 4 in the morning at an airport. They're traveling. You think they're fucking excited to be like, come on, man.
It's
What
Mercedes Monet asking like, how are y'all finding out what flight she's on so you can meet at the airport? Like, what the is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Just so
Right.
you can shove Funko Pops in their face. Like,
Right. Oh,
no.
it's I mean, it's a CM Punk promo, right? It's so you could put this shit in my face, have me sign it so you could sell it on eBay type of shit. And it's like, guys, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah, do regular scalper shit. Like, go to fucking Micro Center.
Too regular scale shit.
I'm sorry.
No,
have you not
it
seen
was funny. I
the
just
50/90 prices.
between
But yeah, no.
between Pokemon cards, ain't nobody can have fucking nothing, bro.
Hey.
On
Jordan's
God,
were the original
if I
stuff.
go to a Target and see a guy just with 30 boxes of 151 in his cart, I might box him. Not even to get the cards, but just out of principle.
I'm just walking over and just taking the shit out of his cart.
Yeah, this is
I'm
mine.
not stealing from you.
Try to do something about it. Yeah, you ain't bought it yet. It ain't yours. Okay. God, people are trash.
Yes.
Can I just want to take a moment of how I like that we kind of recreated the Roman Reigns catching the microphone meme.
Oh, with AJ Styles?
With AJ just snatching that
With the
shirt
shirt?
like a
Oh,
G.
yeah.
Oh my
So,
God, he's just so cool.
I mean, that microphone catch is still one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Especially because of the wink
Yeah, he gives him the
after it
wink.
and like the
You know why I think AJ is better? Because he's maintaining eye contact with
Whole
Braun
time.
the entire time. The thing with Roman is he's looking up, so he has plenty of time to catch. This is man throws it and he's just like it's in his hand.
Yeah. Almost like a pass too, because it's like he grabs it and then throws it to the other hand. It's like, oh my God.
He doesn't. I had to watch that in slow mo because my brain kept like blocking a certain section out.
Yeah.
He tries to catch it with his left hand.
Yeah.
It misses, but it hits his right hand. So the moment it hits his right hand, he lifts his hand up to show that he caught it.
God.
It's such a.
It's like gives me the Dragon Ball Z abridged. He's so fucking cool. Oh man.
Like one of those videos when like a lady interviewer is interviewing someone in a baseball practice and the ball just comes and he just catches it. That's how smooth that was.
Don't worry, man.
The Evan Longoria thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
He just drops the ball like damn.
And then the
darken fucking page.
I'm really over. Can we stop doing unsanctioned matches and just do? Hey, this is we're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
I'm here.
No holds bar. Like it's not even the match itself. I don't like that we have to figure out these new ways to make creative match. It's a no holds bar match, just without a referee. Yeah. That's all it is. Like they're just gonna beat shit out of each other until somebody doesn't. No,
there's a referee.
I mean, WWE
is there a referee in this? I thought that was the whole point of the unsanctioned, that there's no referee.
AEW's done it a few times.
The lights out match.
Yeah, WWE hasn't done it. I don't. Did they? They've done it before. I feel like.
I want to say the last one was Kevin Owens did. Like, wasn't him and who was it? Him and Stone Cold? Wasn't that unsanctioned, or was that an actual match?
Okay, that one was just a match where the ref just threw out all the fucking rules.
Yeah,
but this,
I know it'll be a good match. I absolutely know it's going to be a great match because them together always put on good matches.
This is a match where the ref can't get in the way of what Kevin Owens is going to do to Sammy.
But is it still a pinfall match? Is it still like we're gonna? Yes. Okay.
This seems more like, hey, if you get hurt, it's supposed to like amp up the fact that they're going to be more violent.
Yeah.
Like, and you can't like sue us for whatever because you're not medically cleared or something. Blah blah. Like in storyline wise, you know, right? Like there. Real quick.
Yeah.
I just saw this. I didn't know this was happening. Jessica Carr, who is the first full-time female referee in WWE, the blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I didn't know she used to wrestle, but I guess she's quietly making her return to in-ring action. She's been competing under a mask at the Evolve tapings.
Ah, okay.
By the name like Calyx, right?
Yes. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That just popped up on my feed.
Is Evolve also on A&E, or is that on?
No, they're on Tubi, really which is free, by the way.
Spreading out the.
Yes. Oh yeah, we forgot about speed in the hierarchy.
No, we didn't.
So did WWE.
Yes.
No, we just had to talk about it for like 2 minutes.
Tops.
Wow.
Nothing
wow,
more.
Guys. Really bottom of the barrel on that one, wasn't it?
Just
Look,
like Speed. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway,
I mean, he's not wrong.
It's impressive that they were able to make a championship that matters less than the 24/7 championship. Like that's really impressive. Not
which
so.
one looked better?
24/7
Yeah.
championship.
Yeah. Shut up.
Sorry. Oh, I do think I am curious if Lyra's gonna drop her title already
To
Dakota Kai, because it feels like running that back is almost like maybe a correction.
like, hey, we didn't get the response we were hoping
so
for.
we might just go ahead and just go the other way with this.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean I don't think she's had it long enough to really gauge it, but
cue that one random dickhead on Twitter. Triple H has failed the mid card fucking women's champion, even though it's only been like 2 months or whatever.
It is a report that the women are kind of frustrated with the booking as of recent. But that's not what I was saying. That sucks too.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
James Drake, one half of the Grizzly Young Vets, kind of shattered his leg.
Oh shit!
At Kansas.
Is it the indie show where he came off of the top? Yeah. Okay, I thought I saw that.
He lands perfectly on his legs, but I guess something
gave out.
Did a Psycho Sid kind of thing, or
no, not that severe.
Okay.
No,
it didn't like
collapse.
But you can tell he hurt himself because he lands and goes like this, like he's bracing himself because he just feels pain, and then he just drops to the floor.
Oh, they WWE 2K fixed Jey Uso's entrance.
What was wrong with it?
What do you mean by fixed?
Yeah. So
not enough of them were eating themselves.
Yes. No. So I guess what they did was they just copied last year's entrance.
Yeah.
Where he was still coming in through the ramp and so now they fixed it where he's coming in through the crowd and.
Okay. Now they just need to fix the part where the island's in it. When does that come out?
Doesn't it come out in March?
Yeah,
it's March. That sounds about right. Yeah.
But I don't remember exactly when. And I was just looking at it too. Because I was just curious about release dates for that.
March 14th.
Yeah.
So it's less than 3 weeks away?
Yeah.
It is. Let's see.
Yeah. 3 weeks. 3 weeks away.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
And guess who won't be buying?
I might.
No, not for full. I ain't buying it for full price.
I will wait to see. So here's what I did with 24. I waited to see how it held up. People were saying it was good. Things were fine. I caught it when it was on like a really big sale, and so I went, all right, fuck it, and I enjoyed it. But I'm happy I bought it on sale.
Yeah,
and I think that's more so just the price of things in general, game wise, $70, and you want their season pass with all their shit, and it's like $110 or whatever the fuck. And it's like, all right, I don't really want to do all that.
Have they announced the DLCs yet of who's going to be in? Because I know last
year
they
typically
did
don't,
really quick.
They did say they had some fun surprises lined up, but I mean,
it's also supposed to be like the biggest roster cast that they've done, like over 100 something people.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
It started.
I'm actually off tomorrow, so I'm so excited because I can actually function as a human being and not just drag my fucking half dead ass into work. But I did just work
8 days straight.
12 out of the last 13 days. So it's fucking on an average of 11 hours per day kind of thing. So I'm just fucking beat. Um. What the fuck was I saying? I'm sorry.
WWE 2K25. I said something about the
Oh,
roster
You're
being
waiting
like
on
the
sale.
biggest roster.
the biggest roster. Now they said that with was it 20 or 19? It was like the biggest roster ever, but it was like 7 different versions of the
That's
Undertaker, 3
also
different
true.
versions of Kevin
They
Nash,
do like to do that.
3 different versions of Scott Hall, and fuck, you know what I mean? Like it's
It's a real sparking zero kind of mentality of let's release so many characters that are all just 5 of the same character with different hair color.
That no one's gonna use.
Yeah.
like different trunks.
Cody Rhodes is gonna be like, what's the point if
Dashing
everybody's just
Cody
gonna use
Rhodes,
custom,
undashing Cody Rhodes, Stardust Cody
and
Rhodes.
then the custom characters?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, because I was gonna say something, but you're gonna have an online match against someone who shouldn't be in a wrestling game ever again. But speaking of that person, the band who did the theme
Yes.
recently played that song
Oh yeah.
For the first time
in 20 years.
Was it in
Yeah.
Canada too? Like
Yeah, because they're trying to take back the song.
yeah.
It's like it's a
Which, like,
it's a fucking great song.
It's
honestly.
yes. So like I totally get it. But
But
like
once you hear it, it goes
Your
you
brain
get
just kind of
hype,
turns
and
to
then you
something
immediately
else.
go
Oh.
uh.
Such a quick just
Yeah. So
hide your kids, hide your wife. Oh, I'm sorry.
Lord.
Lord.
Well, God, what a transition I'm about to do here.
Please.
In the fact of stealing souls, we have Dwayne the Rock Johnson doing his best Shang Tsung with this I want your soul shit. I don't this is by far so far in 2025. I know we're 2 months in, but this is the weirdest promo of 2025 so far.
Yeah, I like God. Like I can see what they're going for in terms of like I want you to be like
My
my champion, but man, can we word this
better
and do this better?
again. The Rock once looked Cody Rhodes in the eyes and say, "Can I hold it? I like the way this feels. Like
I want you to be
this
my
is on brand
champion."
for them to." Speaking of which, I remember I need to be pissed about this more. Remember when I said if they don't introduce a new title design, then the whole Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens bullshit for the WWE title would be pointless?
Yeah.
Guess what?
There's still time.
Still use that same fucking no. It doesn't matter. If they're doing it, if they do it later, it doesn't matter. If they didn't do it immediately, it's a problem.
Yeah, like he won both titles, and then it just was gone.
Yeah,
like,
back to Triple
we're just not talking about it ever again.
Exactly. So no, unless, well, oh, you're the corporate champion now, so here's a new belt. No, I don't give a fuck. What was the point of bringing back the Wing Eagle to do nothing really with it?
Again, as the one-off for Saturday night's main event, fine.
But they dragged it.
Yeah, for another month.
They made a point to keep bringing up that belt. So what was the point of if you're not incorporating that design into the new?
To the point that it was part of the ladder match. Like
it was for both belts, even though one is technically not an official belt anymore. Why are we doing?
I did forget about that. Yeah, we did absolutely nothing with that after the fact.
Yeah, I thought about that because
WWE.
I thought about it because The Rock came out and he was missing the People's Championship.
Yeah,
which
he wasn't carrying around that belt.
So that whole "I want you to be my champion" bullshit, I don't care. This is all a corporate. We're either gonna get a heel Cody Rhodes going into Mania, or somebody's turning in the champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
he'll finally get the heel John Cena.
Other than Drew, is it all good guys?
Logan.
Oh,
Yeah.
I fucking forget he is.
So we're either getting heel Punk.
He's not
or
even a heel.
Cena.
He's just not liked.
Yeah, that's what. Those are my two choices. Because those are the only two who have interactions with the Rock. Well, Drew when he resigned, but I don't.
Give me a
I wouldn't
heel
put those two
Cena.
together. A heel Cena and
Just
Rock combo.
do it.
Like, imagine that.
On his way out, finally give the heel turn that we all wanted to see from John Cena. You know, debut the song. Debut the song that he made.
Song loaded. Like, he has it ready.
I'm not about the ring gear choice that he was talking about, but I'm fine with everything else.
Fuck it. I'm here for it. Black trunks.
Yeah. Hey, I did like his explanation though, man. That the heel turn is it's a complete 180 from the character that you cheered for, you know. Almost kind of back to the prototype kind of vibe as far as ring gear.
Like, he becomes heel, he wins the belt, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, it's not a long title reign because you still have to build up, like,
somebody.
Oh, the final matches. No, I'm saying you build up the fact that he's retiring.
Do a
like,
career.
He still goes out. He still goes out as a face.
Yeah.
But you still have that quick heel turn in between.
Yeah.
It'll be like a Shawn Michaels in 05 heel turn. It's good for like 2 months, and then you
back to the normal.
You go back. Yeah. It's like, all right,
so everybody can still cheer him when he's on the way out.
Yeah, we did this because of Hogan.
He's retiring the end of the year, right? Like December of 2025.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what? That gives April, May, June, July, August, September. Like, so 3 months of being heel.
Yeah.
3-4 months.
Have him snap out of it around like SummerSlam.
Exactly. Have Dwayne retire him. Have Baron Corbin come back by then. Retire Cena.
Please no.
Oh my god. Who can we get that would just be the worst possible choice? Like, we'll just bring him in and.
Oh,
I have a suggestion.
Austin Theory.
No.
Spike Dudley.
Bring back Muhammad Hassan.
Pretty sure in kayfabe he's just dead.
Dead. You know.
Oh Lord. Or that remember who was the samurai character that John Cena had? You don't remember? Oh my god.
Lord Tensai?
Is that was it?
Albert. Yeah. They train.
No, I don't think that's who I'm thinking of.
I'm just not gonna give a Japanese person because I refuse to let that racism slide.
What do you? I wasn't trying to be racist.
I'm not calling you racist.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying I hope it's not someone who's actually Japanese or just Asian. No, have it Carlito. Like, we never got the resolution of Carlito stabbing John Cena in a club.
It wasn't Carlito. It was Jesus.
Whatever. Carlito was the reason he got stabbed in that club.
Fair. Yeah.
Full circle moment.
Oh my gosh.
John Cena as a heel stabs Carlito in the ring.
Well, you're not talking about like Yoshi Tatsu because he didn't feud with John Cena
ever.
Well, because I remember he had like a manager who mainly was portrayed as like a geisha, and like John Cena did a whole rap about banging her at one point.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember who that person was. I still feel like that was Lord Tensai.
Maybe it is. I in my mind, that's not who I. Oh, chill out. Kenzo Suzuki.
Oh, that was like early.
Yeah.
Yes.
Such a random.
What a weird pull. Yeah.
The Miz retired John Cena.
I really hate I found a YouTube video of the battle rap And just in the bio of the video, it says, "Don't worry, I can't translate what Kenzo says either." Jesus. I do remember this guy looking different though, like looking older, but maybe I'm. Oh, what a memory that is, Jesus. Okay, so
Alex Riley to
there you go.
To retire John Cena.
No, Zack Ryder. Gotta bring it back and
for stealing Eve.
Yeah, stealing Eve.
Yeah. They were supposed to be broskies, but she was just a hoskie. Yeah.
Hate.
Oh god.
So NXT posted a very interesting match yesterday.
Okay.
Andrade Almas versus Aleister Black from TakeOver New Orleans 2018.
I wonder why they would do such a thing.
So is he gonna be the anti-luchador person?
No, he joins Judgment Day. He's the new member they keep teasing.
Because that's what I'm trying to figure out who Gable's training with. That's like this.
No, it's gonna be someone who's a luchador. That's the whole point.
That or somebody that beat up a lot of luchadors. It's Kurt Angle. It's got to be Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Because he's a man.
Who likes to?
And they're just boys.
Did you see he did a birthday shout out for Ray where he did that? It was that whole bit where he was like totally.
Did he really?
Yes. Oh man, it's some of the shit that guy said. All right. So aside from
exposing those Diddy parties well before it was known.
Aside from the promo that was a big 26-minute bunch of nothing. I know we kind of discussed Elimination Chamber, but now that we have the full spectrum of the cast, which I think we do because we have all the women, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Both chambers full.
So are we still Cena wins? Is that what we're? I know KJ and I thought Cena wins. I don't know unless if I couldn't remember if you were in that boat or if you gave somebody else.
I'm torn. I can see it being Cena. I think it makes. I don't know. Do you pull the trigger that quickly on him winning the title, like this soon into his like retirement tour thing? You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm like fighting it.
Because then at least you give classic Cena for the next however much till Mania of like, the back and forth, especially like kind of they're setting up Cody as the Rock's guy. Now you had Cena and Rock. Now it's Cena and Rock's guy, and it does seem a little early. I do agree with you on that it does feel a bit early, but I think you could, if you package it the right way, it would be fine.
Well, yeah, because you also need the build up, right?
Yeah,
you need the build up for the match, and then how do we do it? So, like, Cody would almost certainly have to turn heel unless they do it with Cena. So, if we go down the list, I mean, it's not going to be Damian Priest.
No, it's not Seth.
It's not. Yeah, it's not Seth.
It's not Drew.
It
could be
Drew, but I don't know.
Drew is the dark horse in this match.
Yeah.
Well, because he did that whole like came out and hugged him like thing, and then like I'm your only friend, whatever. It's not Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine the fucking heat. Oh my god.
Fucking me now.
To me, it's between like Punk, Cena, and Drew.
Yeah. I'm still
I don't know that it'll be Punk, because if they're talking about that triple threat with like him, well, maybe even the 4-way. I know we discussed
Seth,
that,
Roman,
like it being a 4 and Drew. So then Cena would.
I think that would be a fantastic match because I think that plays to a lot of strengths because you don't have Roman doing a singles match for the entirety. Because unfortunately, I just don't think although he's good in the ring, I think he does need breaks. I think that's why you saw a lot of tag matches. You see, his in ring singles competition, there's a lot of breaks in between as far as interferences.
I think people forget that he's still
Yeah.
actively has leukemia.
Well, yeah, that's
like,
what I mean.
not,
That's what I mean by it. Yeah.
So no, I'm just saying. I think people when they tend to like bitch about stuff like that, and it's like he literally said in one of his last like post show things that he's still taking like oral medication
Yeah.
for like oral chemotherapy type of stuff, and it's like like if the guy needs to take time away, please take time away. Like health is way more important than making some dickheads on fucking Twitter happy. Like, oh yeah, you finally showed up to work. Yeah, fuck off. Like,
Yeah, but I think the Fatal 4-Way plays into that, where it kind of allows him to not have to be the center of the attention the entirety of the match. He can get kind of in and out. And
I'll be difficult for the sake of giving a different answer. This way, maybe we're not all wrong, and maybe it's just me, uh,
or you're
or
the only one
maybe
right.
I'm the one right. Yeah. I would say Drew makes sense. Punk, like I said, Drew makes sense. Punk makes sense. Cena makes sense. I just don't know if they do it with Cena right away. But then you go, well, who does he feud with going into Mania? Like it's tough. I'll say Punk just for the sake of it.
The only reason I don't think Punk is I don't think they pull the trigger on Punk this year. I think they pull it next year.
I don't know how much more time they have with him.
I'm thinking he's got at least one more year in it. Even if it's he's mainly a promo, not a wrestling, and just kind of some stuff here and there. But I have a feeling that he'll get his Mania main event. It might just not be this year. That I think it'll be next year, and then he'll retire shortly after. I think he'll be done once he gets that. And I don't blame him. I mean, yeah, shit. Why finally accomplish everything you wanted to? He's up there. I'm out of here. Let them have it.
Who are we thinking for the ladies?
Well, I know what we discussed. Bianca was the runner because
the
runner because
I don't think she ain't winning, but Roxanne.
Same.
I mean, I would love for Roxanne to win.
It would be a hell of a way for her to hit the main roster.
Go against Rhea for her first big main roster feud.
No, that would certainly be quite of a main roster start.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
You have heard the page run of instantly going to the main roster and winning the title.
Yeah.
I could see Bliss as like that big return. I could. I could see Bianca. I don't see Naomi winning it.
No, I still, like I said, I guess I said before we started recording, I still see that being she's the one who attacked Jade.
Yeah.
Which leaves Bianca, unless Bianca was part of it, but even then I don't.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the thing I'm wondering as well.
Unless maybe that's how they go, so it's not too babyface. So like turn Bianca and Naomi heel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be different or not
Jade,
different, but I'll give a different answer so we all don't have the same person. Let's see if one out of three of us is right. I'll say Bliss. I think you could do Bliss. Winning this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The only reason I don't see it is because they just haven't really done. She just returned, and they haven't really spent a lot of time with her yet.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's I like the unpredictability of like there's so many different things they could do where it's like I just don't know where they're going. And I'm okay with it. Like I'm cool with that. Yeah. I don't need to like skip ahead to the last page, read the fucking thing. Actually just yelled at my wife about that kind of thing. She doesn't deal well with like tension in TV shows, so she'll like Google things.
What happened to this character?
Yeah,
she just did it. So like, so just as a fun little thing, so every Sunday we have dinner with her dad and his wife, and then we'll watch like a show. So we're currently watching Banshee, which aired like years ago.
Yeah.
It's the Anthony Starr, who's Homelander.
Yeah. He's like the country sheriff thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like a big firefight, all the stuff, lots of shooting, and so it's up in the air of like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna make it? Who's not gonna make it? Blah blah blah. And she literally fucking Googles it like while we're watching the show. And I'm like, why do you fucking do that? Like, she's like, I just hate all the tension.
I
And
gots
I
to know.
I need to know. And I'm like, I don't. I want to be surprised. Sometimes I'm not surprised and I call it, but then I'm like, I'd rather think it and it happened and be like, yeah, I guessed right, as opposed to like, I already knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Hooray.
I'm gonna give just as a haha funny. I'm gonna give a different prediction for Elimination Chamber as far as I think Bailey gets eliminated first. I think Bailey's first one out.
Alexa's first one out.
Ooh, okay.
Naomi's first one out.
Okay. I'll even go one further here. I'm gonna see.
I take that back. I think unless they do it that early in the match, but I think that's how Jade comes back.
Okay. Like in the middle of somebody coming out of the cage, she comes in and
or she like pulls a Shawn Michaels where she like comes up out of the they don't have the
grates.
steel grate anymore. Fuck. Never
I
mind.
wish they did.
That
was one of the greatest surprises ever.
Him popping up and fucking super kicking Undertaker and shit. Yeah.
Because Chris Jericho won that match, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll even put this one on the record and I'll come back and see if I was right. I'm gonna say it'll be Bailey, Naomi.
Oh, you're giving her order. Well,
Perez, Bianca, and then who was the other? I keep forgetting the fucking list.
You're missing Liv.
Liv, yes, Liv, and then Alexa Bliss pins Liv.
I have Liv and Roxanne being the last two.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I could see that too.
If Roxanne's the first one eliminated, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a go fuck yourself. We just got you in here just to get you out.
Like, hey, you did so great in the Rumble.
Get fucked in the chamber though.
Yeah, get fucked, loser. Like, no, like I don't want to.
Oh man.
I think she makes it to maybe the top 3. Like if they're doing that, like how they did with the Rumble again.
Close enough, but not the winner.
Yeah. I do think it comes down to like Liv and Bianca. For me,
that's how we all say Liv's gonna be the last one. No matter
I mean,
what. She's the last.
Well, they have to tease it, and I just don't think. Again, we did enough of that for the last year, and I don't dislike Liv. I just don't want another Liv Rhea match. I just don't. We did that to death, and we don't need to do it anymore. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it not being her. Even at this point, I'm like, maybe switch shows just so that
something different.
So it's just so it's not the same thing. They don't need to interact. And again, that's not a knock on either one of them, but the feud ran for a year. Now, again, there was injury time in there and like other shit, but like it ran for a fucking we don't need more of it.
Nope. I agree. All right. Well, guys, that is our time for this week.
Yes.
As always, this will go up on YouTube this week at some point. I plan on Tuesday, but life happens.
Life will happen.
Life will find a way.
Life,
if you're watching,
it finds a way.
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free. Jesus, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we will catch you guys on the other side of the ring. Have a good night.